Whoa. Well, here we go. We're live, and whilst you guys are watching it, probably on when this video goes live, we're just going to wait for a few people to come in, and then I will start the live video. Here we go. Here we go, people are coming in. What's up, guys? I'm here at Dub Customs, and it's quite windy outside. Here we go. Here's my R8. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. What happened to live streams? Where did the hype go? I think it's been about 6, 9, maybe 12 months since I've done a live stream, but it is a beautiful day. Hello, everyone that is commenting. Hello. I tell you what, everyone, start the comments by where are you watching this from? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? I think it's just ticked over midday here in Basildon, Essex. It is a beautiful, beautiful day, and I am here in the R8, the Atomic Teal R8, which has been wrapped by Dub Customs. But inside is my Lamborghini Murcielago. So, in this live stream, we're going to get through a few things. Firstly, the update, what's going on with that car. Secondly, SOL Clothing t-shirt launch. What else? I want to do a Q&A, so if you've got questions for me throughout this, I will be checking into the comments and answering some of your questions too. But let's have a quick look around the R8. We are on front-facing camera. I'm going to flick it around right now. Someone lives in Basildon. What's up from Belgium? I can hear you. Toronto. Okay, it's too windy. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to talk by the microphone. I can hear that it's a little bit too windy, so I'm going to try and cover the mic. Show you guys the R8 very quickly. And then I'm going to go inside. There's not actually that many cars or exciting cars outside Dub Customs. So let's head inside. Watching from the Philippines, Holland, Bosnia, Germany, Netherlands, from Mars. Wow, we're getting people from not this earth tuning into the live stream. Here we go. In to Dub Customs. This is their new front desk. How's the audio now? Is that much better? Here at Dub Customs, got like a little place that you come in now, a little waiting area. We've got Archie's old Corvette up there. My C63 right there. Now, let's start here, because this colour and this wrap design was by far possibly my most favourite in terms of how things have turned out. So we've actually used the same material that was on the C63 for the Lamborghini. So, here we go. Let's walk through. Bearing in mind, this is a Sunday, and the boys at Dub Customs are working hard. They have got a showroom, or a unit, packed full of cars. So we're gonna go in there and have a look. But we've got Tony's Performante, Archie's Hurricane. It's just like it's like an art gallery. I believe this is some bits of my car. This is my number plate. Right, here we go. Walking into the Dub Customs unit. Aston Martin Vantage with the same material that is on my Lamborghini. TVR here. S7, Porsche, Focus RS. There's a couple more cars over there. But I tell you what, let's start with this car. Here's Dan and Sean. The Dub boys are here. And they're working on this stunning F12, which is in for a PPF.
Full car PPF and Brook Race exhaust. Yeah.
Brook Race exhaust is going on right now as we speak. It's Inconel, isn't it? Yeah. Inconel. Now, this is not how most people see F12s, but here at Dub Customs, it's kind of the norm. Check out this interior. What do you guys think? Is this the best spec F12? Yeah. Guys, let me know what you think of the spec of this F12. Red brake calipers. We've got like this red wine Alcantara inserted race seats. Damn, that looks good. Yeah.
Because it'll throw up, obviously, errors if we don't.
Oh, we're going to hear it?
We can hear it.
Right. I'm going to flip the camera around. So the Dub Boys are putting a door back on the F12 so that they can start this car up, because if they start this car up with the door off, it's going to throw up a load of errors. So I'm going to keep you guys occupied by showing you the Lamborghini. Are you guys ready? I'm walking. It's right in front of me. Let's start with the brake caliper. There we go. So this is the left rear brake on the Lamborghini, and we have gone for like a pearl yellow brake caliper. Android Gaming, I see you. Shout me out, please. There we go. This is how my Lamborghini is looking. Let me know in the comments what you think. This is the first time that I've seen it. The car has been here for 2 weeks, and this is the first time that I've come to have a look at it. So here we go. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my dream spec. If I was ordering this car 10 years ago from Lamborghini, then this is how I would want it. Check it out from the front. It's coming along nicely, and we've changed the calipers. So it is as close to Grigio Telesto or Nardo Grey as we can get it. And then we've gone for the Giallo Midas. So this is pearl yellow. It's like a triple yellow layer yellow. So you actually start with silver?
Yeah, start with silver, then the yellow, and then it's like, in the lacquer, it's like a pearl with flakes in it.
Okay. Wow. Okay, I've just seen a question from Nikhil. What's the story behind the spec? Why is this my favorite spec? So it goes back to literally when LP640s were the current V12 that Lamborghini offered. So this is pre-Aventador. And there was a car in London that I always used to film that was in Grigio Telesto. It had the yellow brake calipers, but it actually had the silver version of the wheels that I've got. So it had silver Hemero wheels right here. So they were silver. But I was in love with the way that this car looked. I was in love with the way that it sounded. And I always dreamt, every time I went to London, I always dreamt of seeing that car and one day owning a Grigio Telesto car. Then, what was it? What was next? Batman Dark Knight. Who has seen Batman Dark Knight? Because Christian Bale drove a Grigio Telesto LP640 as his Batmobile, and that was it. That was like, for me, I really, really want a Batman spec'd Lamborghini, doors up, V12. Dan, can you come over here and tell the wonderful viewers that are tuning in to the live stream as to what has gone on over the last 2 weeks? Because I dropped this off on the 1st of September, I think it was.
Right, yeah.
And I basically said to you, this isn't a new car.
Yeah.
Don't rush it.
Yeah.
Just sort of, I don't want to put any pressure on when it finishes.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wanted to document it this weekend, because this weekend's quite special for a number of reasons. But I'm going to flick the camera around and turn it on Dan. So Dan is the owner of Dub Customs, and Sean, who's fitting a door.
So obviously you brought it to us. We fully stripped the car down, identified a few things that we thought needed improving on the car. So whether we sort of talk about panel gaps, that sort of thing. So we looked at addressing some issues.
Because the car's 10 years old, so I think that's what a lot of people might not expect, that when you have to take a car apart that's 10 years old, you have to start considering.
Yeah, and the other thing as well is because it was obviously the crossover between when Audi owned it.
Yeah.
So obviously it's
a
a little old school in terms of the way everything's built. Like,
yeah.
Box sections rather than integrated chassis design. So it's basically a Italian kit car.
Yeah.
In true sort of essence, and obviously you've got lots of white showing, which obviously we need to.
You're going to wrap over. You're going to wrap over.
That does take a lot of time, and all the insides here, all white. So just doing that all there now. Yeah, so we're getting there.
Awesome.
We're obviously renewing all the plastics.
Yep.
Changing bolts, obviously calipers. Yeah.
Awesome.
Plastics, everything. So
Plastics, everything.
good, yeah.
Well, I mean, Dub Customs are literally making my second dream kind of come true, because 3 weeks ago, when I went down to VVS and I collected this car, the feeling that I had inside was honestly the most ridiculous I think I'd felt in a long time. Especially, it was definitely the most special I'd ever felt from collecting a car, and I was so scared about driving this thing. When I took it over to Dub Customs, I felt like this was one of the final pieces of the puzzle, because it was going to be going in the spec that I wanted. And it's quite funny that Brook Race Exhaust are also fitting an exhaust to that F12, because they're also developing an exhaust system for this in Inconel. So not only is it going to be Grigio Telesto, yellow brake calipers, gloss black wheels, but we're going to have an Inconel Brook Race exhaust system on the car as well. So that is the Lamborghini. Please, now, let me get into the comments. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments. Let's use this section of the live stream to have a bit of a Q&A. So I will be waiting right now. If you're tuning in not live, this is probably quite a weird bit, but I will be waiting for some questions. What about Kreisig exhaust? That is a very, very good question. Kreisig is a exhaust system out in the Far East, actually, and they build insane exhaust systems. They sound phenomenal, and I think Kreisig is the best sounding LP640 exhaust system that is available on the market. But what Brook Race Exhaust is developed bespoke, better sounding, better free flowing. They use better materials. So I think we're gonna get as good, if not better sound than Kreisig in a lighter, more efficient design. Because check this out, if I can have a look at that, there is the back box on the car, that there. It's a suitcase. It is literally as big as a suitcase. So what Brook Race Exhaust will be able to do is redesign that, huge weight saving, amazing materials. It's going to be out of Inconel, which is super light, and then we're going to get the free-flowing sound that Kreisig offers. So hopefully, Brook Race Exhaust will do a better package than Kreisig. Right, next question. What do we do? I'm going to try and scroll through some questions because I feel like there was a lot that came in. Right, Blue Panda, convert it to manual and rear-wheel drive so that it's the perfect drift car. I'm scared of that car driving it at 20 miles an hour, let alone rear-wheel drive and manual. I actually discussed whether a manual gearbox could be installed and the e-gear being removed. It would be a bespoke project and it would cost between 45 and 60,000 pounds. 45 to 60,000 pounds to take the e-gear out and then put a manual gearbox in. It would be an official Lamborghini gearbox, so it would be, I suppose, as OEM as possible. But the problem is that spending 45 to 60,000 pounds on a modification, it's not original from factory, so it's not on the original spec sheet that it's a manual car, so it's not an original manual car, which would devalue it a little bit. I can't afford to spend 45 to 60,000 pounds on a manual upgrade. Manual cars here in the UK go for between 350 and 400,000 pounds. E-gear are creeping up to around 250,000 pounds. So if I was to spend 60,000 pounds on that, there wouldn't be that much difference in terms of adding value or losing money. It would just be a passion project rather than an investment, which is a lot of money to just do from a passion point of view. Doing rear-wheel drive though, I'm really considering doing rear-wheel drive because it's about 45 minutes to an hour's worth of work, but you get better clutch life. It's going to be a lot lighter on the front end. Apparently it handles a lot better. And also I've spoken to a few friends out in the US that have rear-wheel drive LP640s. They say it's much faster than stock four-wheel drive as well. So manual probably won't happen, but potentially at some point I might make this rear-wheel drive. So, right, let's go on to the next question. Let's try and scroll through a few of these. How about yellow trim to match the calipers like you did with the C63? That is definitely something that is more of a long-term project. So at the moment, we have got black interior and red stitching with a whole lot of carbon. Over time, I reckon within 2 years, maybe 3 years, I want to reupholster the entire interior. So everything in the interior will be as new from factory, and it will hopefully be black with yellow stitching, so it will match the calipers. That would be awesome. I'm seeing a lot of questions regarding a wing for the Murcielago, which, okay, I'm going to be as honest with you as possible. Once I've done this wrap, once I've done the exhaust, that's it. There will be no more modifications to this car. As much as a Liberty Walk body kit is crazy, I don't really like wings. I want to keep this looking as stock and as OEM as possible. Even the exhaust tip, when I do an exhaust system, I'm still going to leave that exhaust tip so that it looks stock, but then obviously when you start it up, it is going to be utterly, utterly ridiculous. Now I'm seeing a lot of comments saying no wing. So exactly, I want to leave it as factory as possible because that side profile is so low. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to be putting a wing on this car, but that doesn't mean that in the future, there won't be a car in my garage that I do modify the hell out of it and put a wing on. Mike Ralph, shout out Bristol. Bristol, hello. Right, yes, no wing. Powercraft exhaust, yep, very, very, very good exhaust system. I do like Powercraft. Lucas Sherman has asked what my favorite Formula One team is. Now, as this video is going live on Sunday, we are about 6-7 hours off from the Singapore Grand Prix. I'm yet to see qualifying, but I heard that Lewis Hamilton absolutely smashed it. My favorite Formula One team is Mercedes-AMG F1, of course. I'm a massive fan of Red Bull, not the biggest fan of Ferrari. I also liked Force India. I don't know what their new name is going to be called. But yeah, I'm a big Formula One fan, and I like getting on Sam's podcast so that we can talk Formula One. Right, here we go. Drag race against Archie. Who do you think would win? Who do you think would win? 640 brake horsepower versus 610 brake horsepower. This is a little bit heavier and it's got a single clutch gearbox. Archie's is probably lighter and smaller, but it's got a double clutch gearbox. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Not too sure who would win. I reckon, yeah, I've just seen a comment. I reckon Archie would probably win. It's got nothing to do with his racing prowess. I think if it was just a straight drag race, I still reckon Archie's car is faster than mine. Yes, to Decat's Murcielago, that's exactly what's going to happen. Right, are the headlights faded? Okay, this is a good question because I see a lot of comments to do with the headlights. That's condensation. That is condensation that over the 10 years has got into the headlights. Now, each headlight is approximately £5,000 to replace, so I don't really have an alternative at the moment. The Dub Customs guys think that they might be able to tint that little bit of the headlight. If that's the case and it makes it a little bit darker, we might be able to get away with the condensation. But Lamborghinis are known for having condensation in headlights. About a year ago, I borrowed a 2013 Aventador and it had worse condensation than in the headlights on that car. So it's not actually a bad thing, but to replace the headlights for the sake of having a little bit of condensation in them is bloody expensive. Is this a forever car? This is gonna be as close to a forever car as I'm ever going to get because this is my dream car. If I get to my deathbed and I still own it, then I've succeeded in life. But if for whatever reason I need money, whether it's to buy a new house or I don't know, maybe I get married to my girlfriend or we have a child or whatever, like just thinking about the future and I need money, the only time I'll ever sell this car is if I need money. But it is as close to a forever car as I'm ever going to get. And I'm seeing a lot of questions now about take me for a ride in this car. So that is something that I think we need to address. Who wants a ride in that? Who wants a competition to try and get a ride in that? Because this is an experience like no other. So, right, here we go. There's a lot of comments. So I think let's go outside. Let me get my Audi R8 key, which I put up here. Here we go. Because I want to show you. You're nearly done with this? Okay, I'm going to shoot outside because I want to talk to you about SOL clothing. Now, what has happened over the last... It's a bit windy. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run and I'm gonna sit in the car. Oh my God, it's so windy. Oh. Welcome to the safe haven of the Audi R8. Let me see if I can prop you up there. That is magic, absolutely magic. What's up, everyone? Finally, I'm sat down. I've got hands free on a live stream. So yes, let's talk about Murcielago passenger rides. I want to give as many people as possible the experience of that car. Now, I'm yet to do that with a lot of my friends. My girlfriend has been in it and a couple of my neighbours have been in it. But apart from that, my mum hasn't been in it, my sister hasn't been in it, my brother hasn't been in it, Sam, James, Tim, Seb, Archie, Tom, none of them have been in the car. So I want to get you guys in the passenger seat. I'm sat in the passenger seat now of the R8, but I want to get you in the passenger seat of the Murcielago. And the last time that happened, just removing a laptop charger from my bottom, the last time that I was doing these passenger rides was with the Lamborghini Gallardo, because that in itself was an experience. And I was doing that with SOL Clothing, which is the clothing brand associated to my YouTube channel. It's a passion project of mine where I'm interested in fashion. I like wearing all sorts of interesting things. And I launched SOL Clothing about 3 or 4 years ago when I bought the white Lamborghini. And my idea was I want to build a community that gives people the opportunity of getting a passenger ride in my car. It's hosting competitions and giving you guys the opportunity of being a passenger in my cars. And that is something that I am wanting to bring back. And SOL Clothing is coming back today. It is coming back today in the form of a limited tee. There we go. The yellow is from the brake calipers on my Murcielago. And this is the important bit, because it is in coinciding with the Murcielago. And obviously it is a massive dream of mine. And I came up with this quote, literally the guys that have been working on the design said, have you got an inspirational quote? Have you got something that means so much to you? And when I was at school and I was talking to friends saying, look, I really want to buy a Lamborghini. And they were like, you're nuts. That's never going to happen. Even my mum, up to a point, was like, you're never going to own a Lamborghini. That's just like, you need to come back down to earth and go and get a normal job and be a little bit normal. Well, there you go. The greatest form of motivation is being told you can't. If anyone in life tells you you can't, turn that negativity into a positive. Use that as the greatest form of motivation. If anyone out there says you can't do something, use that as motivation and go and get it. So ladies and gentlemen, SOL Clothing is back. If you would like one of these tees, there is only going to be 100. They are limited, but that is kickstarting SOL Clothing back up and running. And I'm going to be hosting competitions to win passenger rides in my Murcielago. Oh, sorry. Pretty much every month that is going to happen. So thank you very much for all of your support. I'm seeing all of the comments now. Literally, that quote came out of nowhere. I just WhatsApped it to my friend who's working on the design, and I said, look, that's it. You can't add more boot space to the Audi R8. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. Let's go back into dub. Hear that F12, and then we're going to get an ETA of when I'm going to be collecting the Murcielago. Oh, it's hot in that R8. It's very hot in the UK at the moment. Whew. Right, here we go. Back in Dub Customs. Look at the sweat, Jesus Christ. Can we hear it? Oh. Here we go, guys. This is the grand finale. We're going to hear an Inconel Brook Race exhaust system on a V12. Granted, it's an F12, it's a Ferrari V12, it's not a Lamborghini V12, but a Brook Race exhaust is going to be going on this car. We're going to be doing something crazy. It's going to be the most outrageous design you have ever seen. This is how my Lamborghini Murcielago is coming along at the moment. The guys at Dub Customs are killing it. And trust me, when you see this on the road, outside in natural light, with those wheels on those brake calipers, with the whole car covered in Nardo grey, it is going to be the coolest looking Lamborghini Murcielago LP640 in the United Kingdom and maybe the world. But Dan, start her up. Here we go. Right, that was just cold start. So the car kind of idles a little bit higher. Yeah. You can see the valves working. Yeah, let her run for a bit. Exactly. So, yeah, difficult to rev a cold car, but also almost impossible to rev a customer car loud. So what you need to do is I'm going to try and leave a link in the description. Head over to the Brook Race Exhaust Instagram account so that you can properly hear one of them revving up, accelerating. It's a slightly different design to TGE's Brook Race Exhaust. This has been redesigned, redeveloped. It's now Inconel rather than stainless steel. And yeah, pretty awesome. For the next couple of minutes, let's do a couple more Q&As. A couple more Q&As. So, yes, F1, I'm going to be watching it at home. They're just warming the car up. They're warming the car up. I saw a question. I'm going to scroll. It was to do with the engine tune. Salmon, engine tune on the Lamborghini LP640. There is going to be a full video coming. Right, I'm going back over there. Did you just hear that? That literally sounded like a Formula One car. That's to 4,000 revs. Wow. Yeah, that sounded ridiculous. There we go. That was to 4,500 RPM. 4,500 RPM. That car revs more than 8,000 RPM. So there was a couple of questions that I caught on the comments as I was filming the revs over there. First question, price of t-shirts. The price of t-shirts is £25 and I believe shipping is £5. If it's outside of the UK, it might be a little bit more on the shipping, but it's £25 for the t-shirt and there is only 100 available and they're going to be going live in the next hour. So I will leave the link in the description so that you can go and head over, get the t-shirts, because it would be awesome if you guys could support me, the Supercars and Lamborghini clothing. I've heard it now. That sounds so good. But also, it would mean a lot if you would join me on this journey of living the dream, basically, because that Lamborghini over there is my dream, but also it would be incredibly inspirational from my point of view to have you guys also supporting your dream. So whatever that dream is, wearing an SOL clothing t-shirt that has got dream on the back and has that quote, the greatest form of motivation is being told you can't. Please use that in life because it is so goddamn important. If you want to achieve your dreams, that's honestly how you do it. But there we go. That's it at Dub Customs. The other thing that I was going to touch upon was the engine tune. So I'm going to be making a full video on engine tunes on the Murcielago when it comes to the exhaust system as well, because that is a really, really important thing that I want to talk about. Being a 10-year-old car, an ECU tune is something totally, totally different to doing it on some of the newer stuff with much better computers. So I will leave it there, guys. You've all been awesome. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm seeing all of the comments and there's so much that I wish I could answer. So let me know in the actual comments on this video whether you want to see more live streams. I could potentially do one a fortnight. I could try and find different topics to talk about. Let me know if you want to see more live action on Supercars of London. I could just sit down. I could sit down in my living room and we could just have a massive Q&A. Please let me know. I'd really like to hear from you. But thank you very much for tuning in. That's been my R8. It's been Dub Customs. You've heard a crazy angry V12 Ferrari over there with a Brook race exhaust system. And you've also seen an update on my Lamborghini Murcielago. Elu Barasho. Just saw that. So yeah, shout out to you. I will see you soon. Thank you very much for supporting as always. Take care, guys. See you later. Peace out. I'm not uploading Fortnite. I'm seeing those comments either. Vettel to win F1. No, he is not going to win the Singapore Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton is going to win. Oh, you guys are mad. Drop my pot noodle. Don't even know what that's about. Shout out to V10+_Mitch on Instagram, Twin Turbo Gaming. I see that. Tyres, last question. The Lamborghini's running Pirelli that are too wide for any other car. I have no idea. Yellow headlights? No, I'm not going to do yellow headlights on the Lamborghini. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you very, very, very soon. How do you get off this live stream now? Let's see how we get off live stream. Are you sure you want to stop live streaming? Bye, guys. Yeah, I do. See you later.